Now playing the Hook and Bridge podcast.
I fucking love Kesha. I'm telling you, I'm the worst person to have a podcast. I can barely speak.
Oh my god, I love doing this!
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hook and Bridge podcast. I am your host, Harley, joined by my usual co-host, my little sister Taylor.
Hello, hello.
And some super special guests. You might say that they're happy to be here, right? We have starting off with a terrible pun off the
Awful
top. It's
joke.
going to be great.
Those were fake laughs. I need you to know.
Totally fake laugh, right?
Yes.
That was bad.
That was
I
an
don't
awful
care.
joke.
I did it for me.
Okay.
Joining the show today, we have Justin, Danny, and Cam. Waiting on one other member, but we have just happy to be here joining the show, guys.
Woo, woo, woo.
Thank you so much.
We
for
are
having
happy
us.
to be here.
Yeah,
So we start
miss our
every
little
show.
thing.
So
that is. We legitimately go, hey everybody, we're just happy to be here. We hope you are too.
I love the name. I
Yeah.
love the name. I thought it was so clever. I love that you guys shorten it with the number 2s. I think that's real millennial of you.
Yes.
Sort of T9 text.
Yeah, it's perfect. 'Cause
Yeah.
we have the three people that were kind of, the ones that were kind of throwing that name around in the early beginnings of the band. Basically, you have us all three right now.
Just so everybody knows listening, you can listen to them everywhere. I really love the new Christmas song. We're going to talk about that in a moment.
It's on the other side.
On the
It's-
other side?
Yep.
There we go. So the new Christmas song, absolutely love it. You guys are really keeping the pop punk emo music alive, right? Coming into honestly a new wave, I would say, of pop punk. But Autumn's Over is the song that I really, really liked. I'm sure you get that a lot, right?
Yeah.
yeah, we do.
And then Kiss also. I think Kiss is really solid too.
Oh, very cool.
But Autumn's Over, the opening lick. I mean, it's how can you not love it, right?
Yeah.
So who's the primary guitar player? Who's like playing lead? That's you, Danny.
No, I'm pointing.
Oh,
I'm trying to point out to
no.
Justin.
Okay.
Like, he's like, okay,
we all know. We all like.
Yeah,
Is it everybody the same?
But yeah, Justin's primary guitar. I mean, the other person that's not here yet, Alfredo, is the other guitarist, and it's cool. They kind of trade stuff back and forth. But yeah, Justin definitely had his hands on most of the leads in general type of thing.
So what was I know you guys have inspiration from Blink. I know you guys love Blink. And then Fall Out Boy, Mayday Parade, maybe a little bit in there, right?
A little bit.
So what is like the guitar inspiration for you, Justin? Who's like your replication inspiration?
I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, I'm a big fan of A Day to Remember.
Okay.
And Neck Deep and State Champs. So I mean, those are kind of the areas that I was pulling from when I was coming up with that intro riff. It actually started like with the whole build up with the rhythm guitars before I even added the lead to it, and then it was kind of just like an after effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're more into like the earlier like punk rock scene. You're into more of like the early day emo music, not really like Boxcar Racer or Brand New. Is that more your speed?
For me, to be honest, I'm not sure where my tastes fall. But yeah, it's a lot of A Day to Remember, State Champs, Neck Deep, Fall Out Boy, and I mean, much past that, I don't really listen to too much unless Danny comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, have you heard this new album?" And I'm like, "No, but I will now."
That's literally me with music. 100%.
How's it going? Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're good.
He's
Well done.
here.
Joining the show is Alfredo, the
Woo, woo,
other
woo.
guitar player for Just Happy to Be Here.
How's it going?
We're doing good, man. We're just getting started, just kind of talking about a couple of songs you guys have, Autumn, and then the Christmas one.
You
For the
flipped
life
out
of
it.
me, I can't remember the name of it now.
Father Christmas.
Father Christmas, yeah. I actually got sent that early, and that was as soon as they sent that to me, I was like, they've got to be the first. So, full disclosure, they sent me a list of different bands, right? And your guys' Christmas song was on there as one of the things they were promoting. And then I went and listened to it, and I was like, they have to be the first interview out of everybody. Like, we've got to talk about this Christmas song. Because the opening lick in that one, too, like, it comes in with, like, the almost, like, distorted, like, homophone type feel, right? It's going through, like, an old CD player or, like, a record
filtered.
player. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then it comes through and really punchy right out of the gates. And then obviously lyrically, it's a really fun one too. But I'm a guitar player, so I always gravitate towards like interesting licks. So Neck Deep, A Day to Remember, Alfredo, what are some of your guitar influences?
Oh boy.
He's the punk rock guy. He's the punk rock guy. Like if you ask, like he's gonna go down the list of like No Effects, Bad Brains.
Okay.
Like, what else? What else? We were literally just talking
I love
Leftover Crack.
You know what I mean? I love Leftover Crack. I love a well-hummed scream. You mean I'm very about like the technical, very fast beat. I think these guys try to calm me down a little bit because I want everything to be like just like slow your roll, Fredo. I'm like, all right. Yeah. But I'm very about like the technical, fast, melodic, hardcore kind of stuff. I'm really into like No Effects. I'm really into like that whole Fat Records kind of sound. You know what I mean? Like I'm very into that. But then like, my favorite band ever is the Beatles. Like I like stuff like that. You know what I mean? I love the Beatles. I love the Beach Boys. These guys know me as like the harmony freak. Everything needs to be like harmonized. Every guitar piece has to be harmonized. Justin, I'm like, I don't want any of my guitar pieces to sound anything like yours. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll lay down like 8 harmonies. He's like, we need more harmonies. We need more harmonies. We need more harmonies. I'm like,
I think that's a
can't
little
even
too
do
far
it.
back in the mix. Can we add another one?
I'm like, I think that needs another overdub. Can we just do another one over that one? And it's like, dude, we don't have 12 voices. I'm like, let's overdub that one. I'm like, we took
I'm like,
it 20
at this
times
point,
already.
it's just texture at this point. You can't even. It sounds like a one of those like they do in the middle. What is that called? A vocoder.
Oh yeah.
That's all it is at that point. You're just listening to a vocoder.
Now, adding all of these layers, does it make it difficult when you play live? Is there like a little bit of a disdain of like you're performing and you're like, oh, I wish we just had just a little more?
So that's one of the things that we're trying to figure out now. Is like we want to run backing tracks, and it's really trying to figure out what equipment we need, in-ear monitor wise, and all of that investment to make it so that our live performances are more like what we do when we record them.
Apart from that, though, Alfredo is like our personal trainer, and he's like, we have to move. We're moving at practice like we're at a show. If I don't see you jumping at the show, we're gonna record it, and I'm gonna watch it back. If I didn't see you jump enough, then there's gonna be shit to pay at the next practice. Like,
I'm like
40 lashes.
Yeah.
40 lashes. I'm literally sitting there and I'm like, you're playing a chord, one chord for 2 measures. If I don't see you headbanging, there's a problem. Or, you know what I mean? Like,
I got lightheaded at like our last show because I was going like this so much. I was like, oh my God, I need to take a breath, and I would like stand still for a second. And I'm like, okay, I can do that again, but I just need to. I need to breathe.
Well, then the discussions afterwards are like, how do I headbang without being sore for the next 3 days?
Yeah.
I literally look at Justin. Remember Justin? I was just like, you'll get used to it. You get a little brain dead, but you'll get used to it.
That's why you practice during your practice sessions.
I guess so. If you're always sore, you'll never be sore.
There
That's
you go.
right.
Exactly.
We just need to have post practice like hot tub time, and we all
Yeah.
soak, and then you're not sore anymore.
Yeah,
you have to
nothing like-
stretch too after every show. You have to stretch.
Oh, I stretch literally. You can ask anybody. I'm standing there, right as the other band's ending, and I'm like starting to stretch everything out. I'm like, guys, we got to do this.
You
Like,
have
come
to
here.
stretch. It's so important.
Nothing like
We
4
should
o'clock
try to
during the hot
convince
tub.
Laz to let us put one of those portable saunas in the,
Yeah.
in
Yes.
the rehearsal
There you
space.
go.
Just chuck it in the corner, and then we all get like a
Yes.
5-minute sauna session after we practiced.
Dude, we turn the AC off even in winter. Even now, the last time we were at our practice space, the AC wasn't on it to start, and
Danny.
we were drenched in sweat.
Danny, you know that air conditioning did not work, and it was down at 65.
It totally did work. You just had to stand in front of it.
One person at a time, single use.
Yeah. You can cool off one at a time. It's fine.
So I've noticed something about you, Danny, that is pretty obvious, and I have to know what is Y and R, and why do you wear it in every picture I've ever seen of you?
It's it's the Young and Reckless clothing brand.
Okay.
It's I don't know if you've heard of the skater Rob Deerdeck.
Yeah.
Yeah, his cousin Drama started the company, and when I was like way littler and watching Robin Big and Fantasy Factory and stuff like that, I was like, oh, I really want like Young and Reckless t-shirts. They look so cool, and they were like $30 brand new, and I would ask for it, and I get like one, and like you can't wear one
Right.
t-shirt like mixed in with all the other ones. So I just said like when I have real work money, that's what I want to wear, and so I just kind of invested. I don't get them new. I get them all like pre-worn and stuff like that. But also I know the size that fits, so all I have to do is find ones that look cool and get it in the right size, and then I'm like, boom, I know I'm gonna wear this. Like I don't have to waste any money on it.
Yeah.
But I just like them. I mean, to be completely honest, I love the older ones, and that kind of fits with our music style too. Is like I like the mid to late 2000s, pop punk, easycore stuff, and that's kind of the era of their shirts that I like, type of thing too. So it kind of all just kind of fits in.
I have worn this shirt on this show. At this point, I think like 50 or 60 times.
Over half of our shows, that's the shirt he's wearing. It's either that or the Blink 182 shirt that you have.
So,
As soon
after I
as
look
I
at
saw
all
your
your
shirt, as soon as I saw your shirt, the first thing that came to my mind was, "Baby, you submit to another." I love Nirvana. Nirvana's awesome, dude.
Taylor, my little sister here, hates
I
Nirvana.
hate
but
Nirvana.
I love Nirvana.
Wow.
I hate Nirvana. I'm a strong Nirvana hater.
Yeah.
Why is
I don't think
that?
I've ever
When
met
Harley
a strong
first-
Nirvana hater.
When Harley first learned to play guitar, he only played "Smells Like Teen Spirit," so that's all I heard for like 6 months.
Where you
So
can
now-
almost
So it's not
understand what he's
Nirvana,
saying.
it's him playing the
He
same
ruined
song.
it. Now
Yeah.
I can't listen to Nirvana without like throwing up in my mouth. I'm like, I can't. Like, I can't with this band.
It was too much of a good thing. That's the problem. Yeah. You got too much of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as a Nirvana fan, I will say there were other songs I was playing. It's just that most songs on Nevermind sound
They're
like
the
Smells
same.
Like Teen Spirit.
Now there are some songs that I like, a very few from Nirvana, but even then I'm like, I can't. It's the hill I've decided to die on at this point, is that I hate Nirvana.
All right, so Cam, I am by process of elimination here, assuming that you play drums in this wonderful band.
That would be me. Yes, you are correct.
So let's start talking about some of your influences on drums, because you guys do play some faster tunes. So I would assume you're not going to say something like who's a great.
Don't ask me.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I'm looking at you. She
The
doesn't know
Beatles.
anything about music.
Cam only likes jazz. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
like any of the music we play. No.
Well, and with your collecting records, I would assume you've got like an eclectic like taste in music. So yeah, go ahead and tell me some of your inspiration.
Yeah, I'm kind of all over the alternative and rock and metal genre. my early days was like pop punk through and through. You know, Blink-182, Travis Barker, Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers. You know, I'm a 90s kid, so my parents kind of raised me on that whole late 90s, early 2000s era. So like we had, you know, one of those old CD players that had like a 6-disc rotator. And I feel like for 90% of my childhood, it was, you know, the Enema of the State album, Blood Sugar, Sex Magic, Sublime Greatest Hits, maybe one or two Bob Marley Legend discs in there. And then the fifth one was like, you know, my mom's Alanis Morissette or Nora Jones or something. So for me, it really started with like that early 2000s era. Like Blink-182 was a big one for me. Good Charlotte as well.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you guys remember them. But that kind of evolved. Like as I got older, I wanted to like, I guess, challenge myself a little bit more on the drums. And I was really into, I got really into metal at a very early age. Like if you guys remember the band All That Remains,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
their early albums, like, you know, I think the one that I'm thinking of, maybe 2006 or something, the one that's got like My Indictment on it. So that was like my first kind of foray into metal. And then I discovered A Day to Remember and 4 Year Strong and Chunk No Captain Chunk and all those like easy core era bands that kind of had, in my opinion, like the perfect mix and the best of both worlds of like the pop punk, you know, guitar riffs and the clean vocal sections, but then you get the breakdowns with like the open E strings and the double bass. And like that was my, like once I discovered 4 Year Strong and A Day to Remember, like I wish I could go back and listen to those records for the first time, because that was like, I felt like I was in heaven. Like that was my, that was really my sweet spot.
Look at that guitar
and then-
knowledge with the open E string.
Yeah, right.
Not just a
Honestly, if
pretty thing.
if I picked up a guitar, that's the only thing I would be able to play is like a Day to Remember breakdown or just open E, just chugging along. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, like pop punk early days, like easy core is like my sweet spot. So like when I'm writing breakdowns or I'm writing sections that have double bass, like Autumn's Over is a perfect example. Like that is like an easy core drum beat, like through and through on that breakdown section. Kind of everything though, between that and metal, like I've gotten really into some of the like faster, heavier metal type stuff. Like still within that metalcore genre, but like Ocean's 8 Alaska, you know, August Burns Red, of course, like Mac Reiner, one of the all-time greats. But all that stuff. And that doesn't really show through in like the songs we write. Obviously, we're not a metal band, but in terms of like what I like to play and practice and listen to like kind of challenge myself and stuff, metal's played a big part. And I think it comes through a little bit in some of the songs we write with some of those like heavier, like double bass driven, faster sections for sure.
How do you feel about Danny Carey from Tool?
I
That's
feel
a
like,
divisive, like drummer that people are either I love him or I hate him.
I love him because I respect him, but I hate him because he's impossible to play along with. And my method of like learning songs and practicing is like I'll listen to a song 20 times and then I'll show up with headphones on and play it like with the tune going in the background. I'll slowly like strip it back, and stuff like that. That's changing time signatures and it's written in like 7/5 and it's like some sections are like 13/8. It's like, what are we doing, man? Like, how do you write this? How do you remember how to play it? And how do you expect other people like me to like play along to it? So I love him because I respect him, but I hate playing along with it. That's what I'll say.
So it's interesting. Autumn's Over. When I listened to it, hearing what all of you guys' influences so far, and we're going to get to you, Danny, is not what I'm hearing in that song. When I listen to it, I think of like a mix between like Simple Plan and Fall Out Boy, because it's like it's heavier, like old Fall Out Boy, right, melodically, but like the harmonies and stuff are very like Simple Plan, like uplifting, poppy. Like it's a really cool mix, and I never would have thought of like All That Remains or you know, anything like heavier sounding. But now that you say it, like the drum breakdown in there, for sure, like I can hear that. So interesting. Danny, let's hear your influences vocally.
That's weird because I don't know how to sing. So I just, whatever comes out, I'm like, I hope this sounds okay. Like I tell it to Justin all the time. Like anytime I have to do vocals, like lay down vocals either for a demo or we're going into the studio or something like that, I'm like, I need you here because I need you to tell me if something doesn't sound right. Even if it's right, but it doesn't sound right, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Like,
Yeah, I'm a stickler.
in the best way possible.
You need that.
Way possible.
You need someone like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough that, you know, growing up, I had a dad who played, you know, music, and he introduced me to, you know, classic rock, 90s rock, you know, 2000s rock. And then from there, I kind of took it and ran, and I went, you know, punk to punk rock to ska to pop punk finally, like type of thing. Like I just had the entire like array of everything. And the first band I ever like was in was like super early high school. I think it was like 9th grade, 10th grade, somewhere in between there. And all we did were covers. And I'm talking like old, like I know we covered like My Generation from The Who. And then we would cover like Green Day, Basket Case, and like, you know what I mean? Like just everything, Jet, like all of those kind of like really old, like middle of the road, punk rock, stuff like that. And then I slowly started developing kind of my own like voice and what I wanted to kind of sing like, and it was more pop punk-y, I guess. And so now it's like, you know, Newfound Glory, which I've always loved, like everything from them, because they're very consistent. They've always sounded like Newfound Glory. Love them. Just like Justin was saying, I love Neck Deep and honestly, some of the newer bands that I really like now, like Magnolia Park and 408 and stuff like that, are really cool. I get into a lot of them, and you know, just anything that's super catchy, like we'll kind of factor into, and I'll even send it. Like Justin can tell you, I'll send him like a song, and I'll be like, I don't want to copy this song, but like, can we do something like this section type of thing? And we'll kind of just like pass songs around and stuff. But like, what's really cool is like we kind of already said, Justin and I were roommates. That's how we met. Long before we were in the band or anything like that. And we kind of, you know, came from different musical backgrounds and stuff. So like I would show him some stuff, then he would show me what he was listening to. And it was always like different and in a good way, because like, just like that on a bigger scale, the entire band has all of these different influences. And I think we really work together perfectly that way, because we can take influences from other stuff, and then the overall sound sounds like, you know, our classic pop punk sound, but we have all of these elements from our different musical backgrounds that like we can throw in stuff. Like Cam's always going, where can I do halftime here? Like, he always adds in.
I'm guilty there, yeah.
But it always ends up being in the right spot, and it's perfect. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like we always have like these really cool ideas because of different musical backgrounds, and it's always a lot of fun. I was literally just talking to Justin about this today. I'm excited to start writing again, because like it's so much fun being in that writing process when we're juggling multiple songs, and we get to a point and we're like, okay, we don't know what we're doing now. Let's go to this one. And then you see one that kind of just clicks right. And you go, okay, let's follow this until it's as done as we can make it. And then you go to another one, like type of thing. So I'm excited to get back to that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool because like before I joined, or I guess this band kind of started because of the last project ending, I actually hadn't really listened to pop punk all that much. Yeah. So it's like Danny was the influence on me, bringing me into pop punk, and then we have very similar tastes. And then Cam and our previous guitarist are on the heavier end. So it's like we're always trying to pull it more towards the pop side. They're trying to pull it more towards the metal side, and you kind of meet in the middle at where Autumn's Over kind of wound up.
Right.
So that's probably why you don't hear all of those influences, but it's like a middle ground between the two extremes.
Yeah, and I mean, Simple Plan, man, it's such an incredible artist too. Like, they really like walked that fine line of like pop punk. You know what I mean? It was much like much more on the pop heavy side, but with those heavier influences in there. And then, like I said, you definitely have that old school Fall Out Boy sound where it's like gritty. So speaking of the writing process, who is the lyricist? Or
That's
the combination.
It's very based on every song is completely different. Like I'll pull back the curtain for stuff. Like Justin, first song that he ever wrote was Autumn's Over. Like, and he kind of basically came to us and it was what you'd say 80% done, 85% done, Justin? Like
somewhere around there. Yeah.
It was like, he was like, here's my gift. And it was like, he had, if he didn't have all the permanent lyrics, he had, melodies and stuff like that to like where he wanted things to be. And then like little bits and pieces I might've went back and forth with him on, but he basically was just like, here, like
right.
the entire song. But then like other songs, like For What It's Worth, our previous guitarist had all of the music and presented it to us. And then he would do this thing where he would be like, I'm thinking of this. And he would kind of mumble into a microphone. And then from there, I'd be like, okay, cool. And I would listen to it and listen to it and listen to it. And the way I kind of work when I try to take an idea and run with it is I try to get the syllables that I want to say. Then my brain starts trying to think of a story to kind of, pull everything together and know what I want things to be. And I will also try to use like with For What It's Worth. One of the things that our previous guitarist had was he had the interlude. He had the interlude pretty much done, like lyrically and melody wise. And he was like, these are just like fill in stuff that I had the idea right here. And I started listening to it and I was like, no, I think I can build an entire story like that fits with this. Like, let's keep these and then I'll build outward from there. But like every song's been completely different. And that's what's really cool is, everyone kind of has that freedom to bring in an idea and be like they don't have to worry. Like we're not like in that type of band where like I feel like anybody's stepping on toes by writing lyrics or melodies or anything like that. And it's the same thing like musically too. If Cam goes, hey, I really want to play this drum beat, what can we do around this? Then he'll show everybody and then somebody will try to play, guitar with that. Or how can we fit that into, the interlude, or how can we fit that into the chorus or something like that. So it's really a fun process, and it always is different. It's never really been, this is how we do it. This is what we do. These two people are writing type of thing. It's always been different, which is cool.
Well, and you can tell like you guys seem all very like close knit, and I've interviewed at this point so many. I'm not even going to try and put a number on it, but like.
These guys? I hate this guys.
Alfredo's the newest one here. His patients are wearing very thin with the.
But it's so cool, man, because like you do have bands that come in and like come on shows like this, and you can tell like, oh, this is what he does. This. I do this, and we only see each other for practice. And play our show and go home, and it seems like you guys have like a really great rapport with each other. So it's really cool that you all have a part of that process, right?
Yeah.
And
what's really crazy that you say that is the band started during the pandemic, and we didn't, other than me and Justin, we didn't know each other. Like literally met virtually, started talking virtually, started learning a couple of covers so that when things would open up again and we were felt safe enough to meet at a practice space, we would have things that we could play together type of thing. So it was very like, we did like the first few months we did show up, go to practice, like play our stuff, go home, not really know each other, like type of thing. So I think it's just been kind of that forged relationship in like, this is what we do together. Right. It isn't like, bands in the past, like where you get people from high school or you get people like that are in your friend circle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's really cool because just like musically, we're from different backgrounds and we're different. We have, different friend groups that like, like we can bring in and out and stuff like that. So it's just, I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's crazy how things worked out. Like even Alfredo, like I said, he's our newest member. Luckily he's not tired of us yet. But I knew him just because
he needs to be seen.
Yeah, my past music projects, I played shows with with his other bands type of thing. So it was kind of just like we kind of knew each other because we were just in the music scene together and stuff like that. And he was nice enough to help by like filling in when we needed, somebody had a vacation or somebody was sick or something like that. He could jump in on guitar.
Right.
And we
technically it's been a year.
Actually, yeah, that's crazy.
Right?
You learned all the parts that you are now playing for a holiday. Like we had 2 holiday shows, and both guitarists, both Justin and our previous guitarist, were going to just happen to be away, and we were like, these are big shows. Like we need to still try to play these if we can pull them off. And yeah, we grabbed Alfredo then.
And
Happy anniversary.
I just happened to be there.
How did you make balloons?
Celebration.
How did you
Celebration,
make
bitches.
balloons? What did you just do?
I don't know. I just put my fingers up like this, and then I got balloons.
That's so fun. Does
What?
that work for everybody?
Maybe I think so. It should.
Nope.
I know it does it on iMac. You could
That's
also do
messed
this.
up.
No, I think I'm just gonna look like an idiot. What?
That's so
I'm
fun.
on a MacBook, dude. What the hell?
I was gonna say this
Yeah.
feels unfair.
I can't even. Our webcam.
Little do you guys know, I'm actually a Jedi.
You sort of look like Qui-Gon Jinn, so
Oh man, yeah.
I have to ask. It's going to be a question that I'm sure you're going to get asked a lot, and it's a risky move. Why a Christmas song this early on in your career? That's got to be a risky. Like, I'm assuming you guys sat down and talked about it, and you're like, "Do we do this or do we hold off?" Like,
It was more like, "Hey, Fredo, we're doing this Christmas song." I was like, "Okay."
For you, yes.
Yeah.
So we were in this spot where like we said goodbye to our previous guitarist on good terms. Like he just he explained it to us. He gave us as long as he possibly could. He was just like, I don't want to hold you guys back. I don't want to I don't have to say no to gigs. I don't have to say no to opportunities and stuff like that. I've got a lot of stuff coming up. And we totally understood. And so we kind of slowed things down, like publicly, like we didn't take as many shows and we didn't do as much, out and stuff like that. So we were kind of just like, what can we do? What are things that we can do to keep running things and keep progressing as a band? But we don't always need to have a full band type of thing. And so we started thinking of like, we have, one song that didn't make it onto our EP that we've always been meaning to record. And we started talking about that, I think the end of spring. And we were going to start laying down, the tracks for that and stuff. And I think, was I the one who was like, if we're going to do that, like, why not just record a cover also?
Yeah, I think you did. And it was like, maybe we release it as like a short EP. And then it was like, well, I don't know if we can get both of them ready in time before December. And then I was like, well, if we still want to do the Christmas cover, then we'll just push that one early. And if we get the other one done, great. And then we kind of ran out of time. So it just became just the single.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it kind of was just like one of those things that kind of fell into place. Perfect.
Right.
Type of thing. Like and we were like, even behind the scenes, we didn't say much about it because it was like, we didn't want to promise something that we couldn't pull off. So even like, I think, was it as late as September? We were like, I don't know if this is going to happen because we hadn't like, we had a lot go into this. We recorded it 3 separate times. We worked with 3 separate producers because our mixes were coming back and they just didn't sound the way we wanted them to sound. Like, Justin and I were in a basement recording all the vocals again. Like we did a lot like for this song. So there were moments where like we were like, all right, well, if we don't have everything done by October 20th, then there's no way there's no way we're releasing this, and we'll just pivot and release it next year type of thing.
Right.
But everything kind of just clicked as we needed it to. It kind of just happened. So
Nice. Now, has the marketing side been somewhat of an issue, or like, because honestly, like Christmas songs can make or break,
Mhm.
you know, during the holidays. Like it either takes off or it just doesn't, right?
Right.
So have you noticed like the pressure of the holiday season now?
Well, it's just been fun. Like, I mean, we've been kind of doing some teasers. I mean, it just released last Friday, the day
Right.
after Thanksgiving, so it hasn't even been out a week yet. And everybody who's heard it has really, really liked it. I mean, we had the opportunity. Like, we've never had a release where like it was around a holiday or anything either. I don't know if everybody. I don't want to speak for everyone, but like, it came out at midnight on Thanksgiving, so I was with all of my extended family, and so I got to like show them all at the same time to everything, which was really cool. But yeah, I mean, everybody who's heard it so far has been, you know, really digging it, and so we're just kind of at this point, we're really just trying to get as many people to hear it as possible.
Right.
Mhm.
So like the more people that hear it, the more people that have been liking it. I have a friend who's literally texting me right now, and he's like, I just played your Christmas song in my shop, and you have fans now in my shop. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Like I said, it's a
Mhm.
fantastic song, man. Like melodically, it's perfect. Like, and Danny, you have this weird situation where like your face doesn't match your voice.
Everybody tells me that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I saw your promo pictures, I was like, "There's no way that's the same guy." But you know, it's really cool, man, to see it working out for you guys, and it's out now. Everybody that's listening, it's out now. Go check it out.
Mhm.
Just happy to be here on the show today. I do want to get to this really fun game with you guys. So Taylor, do you want to
Yes.
ask our final question?
Oh no, not at all. I actually want you to do it. I wasn't prepared.
That's fucked up, dude.
I'm really sorry.
Now
I'm
I'm nervous.
We have so many people on right now. I'm stressed. You asked it so well.
3 years we've been doing this show, and
He
you
asked
always
it so well.
dodge the
I
important
do.
stuff.
Because if I mess it up, I can't be on the show.
Well, we do have one final question that
Yes.
we ask all.
We're
of
the
our
least intimidating band
I know, right?
whatsoever.
No, it's not a you guys problem. It's a me problem. Like,
It's-
I'm well aware of this.
It's so fun doing this show with her because, like, we've had Wheatus on the show, we've
Awesome.
had
Yeah.
Bowling for Soup on this
Oh,
show,
yeah.
Very cool.
Toad
Todd
the Wet
Pipes.
Sprocket, Toad the Wet Sprocket, yeah, Breakfast at Tiffany's,
Yeah.
Blue Oyster, not Blue Oyster Cult, but
Hello?
whatever. Men Without Hats, like all of these incredible people on this
Yeah.
show, and she can sit here and just have a great time because she doesn't
I have-
know any of them.
No, listen. I do not know names or faces, but I love music. Like, I'll sit there, I'll listen to things all day long, but when it comes to who's in the band, I have no idea. Any trivia, have no clue.
Yeah.
I'm a fake fan with everything. Yeah.
Anyways,
So,
what I'm saying is I'm looking for a new co-host.
yeah, if
any of you guys are
anyone
free,
needs to take a great microphone here, we can move you to Virginia.
we do. Have
Wait,
one
where in
question.
Virginia are you guys?
We're in Hampton.
Oh, okay. I grew up in like the Northern Virginia, DC area.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was like in Fairfax, like
yeah.
that area.
We're like what, 2 hours or so? Well,
I
you
don't know
wouldn't
why you're asking me.
Like 2 hours.
I just recently
from
moved here last
Fairfax.
week.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's here to help with the baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we do have this final question that we ask all of our
Mhm.
guests. The show is called the Hook and Bridge Podcast for a reason. I consider myself the hook of the show, the entertainer, the question asker, so to speak.
I just like to listen.
And then Taylor's
it all
the
in.
bridge in the background that's still important, but sometimes not needed.
That's fair. That's fair.
We like to ask all of our guests, when you guys are in that writing process, what is more important to your composition, the hook or the bridge of a song? Especially in your genre too, because like bridges are hit or miss. Like you can have a great bridge, a legendary bridge can really push a song to the top. But sometimes in pop punk, especially, that hook needs to hit, and it needs to hit hard. So this is going to be an interesting question.
And before anyone answers, some feelings in this room may get hurt. So tread lightly.
She's so dramatic.
So dramatic.
Are we gonna answer separately? I can give a more diplomatic answer, and then we can wait on Justin because Justin seems like I see gears turning in Justin's.
Yeah, I got some
It's
gears
always
turning here.
interesting- It's always interesting too, because like we have everybody in the band, right? So
Mhm.
like I'm gonna guess first.
Oh, fun.
I think that Cam is for sure going to say the hook. Because typically drummers
Mhm.
like a catchy hook because it's more interesting on the drums in that section of the
Mhm.
song. I'm going to say Danny says that both parts are equally as important, and just like I said, one can bring up the other. I think Justin is leaning more towards bridges,
Yep.
given his music interests, and I think Alfredo is leaning more towards the hook. Especially knowing that he's the one pushing everybody to be like entertaining on stage. That's just my take.
I like those.
I think that's a fair. I mean, all I was
That's
gonna
a
say.
really good assessment.
Yeah, that's very
That's pretty spot on. Yeah,
very
that's pretty
spot
damn good.
on. Like kind of eerie how spot on.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is exactly like what I was saying with the writing process. Every song is very different. It depends on
Mhm.
what gets pitched first. Like sometimes somebody will come in with something and be like, I have, a verse and a chorus. And so then it's like the most important part is how can we make that chorus sound like really catchy, really big, really everything. And then the bridge gets built, but it gets built after we've put this effort into, the hook and the most important, like what of that song that was presented to us already. And then other times it's like, yeah, we got the whole thing. How can we make this bridge interesting? So it's not just, oh, this is in between, the second chorus and the final chorus. Like how can we make this stand out in a certain way? And I think it definitely is different every song. And it's like one of those things where it's like we might put something temporarily like as a bridge and then later try to beef it up and make it more interesting and stuff like that, depending on what comes first in the idea process.
So both are equally important.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I'll throw a
Go ahead.
curveball in here for everybody.
Ooh.
Oh,
And I know this might seem crazy, but I think that there's a third element, not a hook and not a bridge. Maybe could be considered a bridge in some cases, but the breakdown,
Yeah.
I think, is a very important piece of metal and easy core music that we incorporate to a number of our songs. I think the breakdown is equally as important as both the hook and the bridge.
Especially
Just wanted
in
that.
your
Just want to
genre,
throw
yeah.
that in there.
So it
Yeah.
sounds like you need to change the name of your
I
podcast.
was just about to say the hook and breakdown podcast. Yeah.
whoa.
Still the
Well,
H&B logo. I'm not,
That's what I'm
against it.
saying.
Well, going off of that, that's kind of why I was leaning more toward the bridge, because it comes right before the breakdown, which is arguably the most energetic part of the song. Kind of going off of what Danny was saying, though, in certain songs where we may not have a breakdown, in those cases, I would lean towards the hook being the more important part. But you can't really have a breakdown without having something before it that kind of leads you into it.
Yes, exactly.
You see, here's the thing. I am the most anal person when it comes to writing music in general. So these guys will learn this about me. All right. So to me, it's not about the hook is probably the most important because it's like the one that keeps remembering in your brain. But whenever I write a song, I try to make the whole song rememberable. Meaning I try to make a riff that's a hook. I try to make the verse into something that's catchy. And when you're singing it, try to repeat things over and over again. So it's kind of like a pre-chorus. So when it comes back again, it's like, oh, I know that rhythm and I want to get stuck in your head. I also want the bridge to be like a pre-chorus. Like that's like the way Justin was saying, like that it's like, oh, here, it's about to be coming up. I can't wait for that payoff kind of deal. And then when it finally like kicks in, it's like, oh shit. Like, damn, this is freaking for real. And then like when you talk about like, wait, come on. that way. When you talk about, damn, you're like the Brady Bunch right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Justin?
Yeah.
How's it going over there? You know what I mean? Yeah. So when it comes to the breakdown too, it's like that's when like everyone's like it kind of like punches you even harder because it's like, whoa, I did not expect that kind of stuff. I just think that when you write a song, yes, absolutely, like the chorus and like the hook and like the all that stuff is important, but I feel like you should take every section and try to make it as memorable as possible, because when you think of really important songs in general, all of it's a hook. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like all of it's a hook. Like simple. Green Days, like you said before, Danny. Green Day, Basket Case. Right away. Do you have the time? It's like caught you right away. It's a hook right there. It catches you right away. And then all of a sudden it's like it cuts into the chorus, like the pre-chorus. Well, I think it's like, all right. And then it's like you catch into the chorus. It's like, oh shit, it all ties in and it comes right back into the You're like, all right. It's all one catchy thing that you cannot stop thinking about, which is why I kind of like as soon as I came into this band, I like Autumn's Over because it kind of does that feel throughout the whole entire thing. There was a lot of parts that when I started playing with these guys, it was a lot of different things that I kind of like mixed in a little bit to change up to make it more like my style. But like I also said to like Justin, like I need things that like that I'm not playing the same thing as you. Like I want to be completely different of what you're playing. Like if you're playing this chord, I do not want to play that chord with you. I want to play something that harmonizes with you, that brings more to that song. So for example, Justin and I first started working together, right? And I was just like, Justin, I feel like this part is like a little empty. I'm like, I feel like you just need to throw something in there. And he's like, well, I don't know what to do. I'm like, just think of a riff or something. Now you go from there, Justin.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, we were talking about it earlier with the amount of vocal harmonies, but when you look at the guitar tracks too, to some of the things that we've written, you have like 4 or 5, 6 different guitars with them pan left and right and twin harmony guitars on riffs. So it's like when we do things live, it's really hard to figure out like which ones you want to play, which parts you want to hit hard with like chuggy rhythms or whatnot. So that's some of the things that we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do with when we play Autumn's Over live, because trying to sing and play chuggy rhythms and lead bits, it's like who does what where. So what Alfredo was referring to is like a lot of the times we would play for the chorus so it would hit harder. We would both be playing the chuggy rhythms because it's kind of easier to sing along to as well. And he's like, nah, don't do that. I don't want to be playing the same thing. Like, all right, I guess I'll play one of the 3 lead parts that goes through here and try to figure out a way to sing along to it as well. So we're working through that now.
Hey, it sounds good though. It sounds good. But it's so funny. Every time that we play a show now, and I want someone to record that piece, it's like it's about to come up, and it's like, and I'm cutting up the camera. It's like, I just want to hear it. You mean?
So
it's
what
not
I'm
bad. You
hearing
mean, so
is
back to where you were saying.
Alfredo-
Yeah, back to where you're saying. I'm very about like trying to make the whole thing memorable.
Is that you gave the hookiest of hook answers. You don't just want a hook; you want the entire
whole thing is a
song
hook.
to be a hook.
Yeah, I want the whole thing to be a hook. Yeah.
So the hook's the most important.
It's the most punk rock thing, because
Yeah.
punk rock is literally like
Just a hook.
you get 2 minutes, 50 seconds if you're lucky, and you're gonna hear everything as fast as possible.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I love that answer. You guys are great.
Also, we play our songs like 2 speeds faster live,
right?
Then yeah,
But
we're
20 BPM faster.
yeah, we're like
And it's already up at like 200 BPM.
yeah,
So.
we're like, are we gonna be able to play all these songs? Like, we'll pick like 7 or 8 songs for like a 25-minute set, and we're looking at the list, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, the run times of these are really gonna be close, and then we're finished with like 5 minutes to spare.
The spare,
Because
right?
of how much faster we play them.
We're
Live.
just excited. We're excited.
I absolutely understand. I'm a trumpet player, so I naturally play things extremely fast, and especially with concert band, because things are so slow when it comes to concert band that we, as a group, have gotten in trouble with us just playing things so fast. Because I'm like, it can go faster. Like, let's go. Like, we can be done
I
with
like
this already.
see, I like her mentality.
Yep.
It can always be faster.
It can always be faster.
All right. So before we jump into this game, is there anything that you guys want to promote besides the new song? This show comes out Monday, so this will be up on December 9th,
I don't know.
I think?
Probably
Something like that.
plus or minus something.
Should we? Are you pointing at me? Are you pointing at me? Or are you pointing at Justin?
I saw the look that your eye just went. Your eye literally went.
It's funny that you mentioned Monday.
I was like, hey,
We-
go ahead.
If you've already checked our social medias, we've been teasing some footage that we've been, showing off like as we were releasing the Christmas cover.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happens that we had a lot of fun and we may have filmed a video
Oh,
that we were planning on releasing the exact same day. We may be releasing the exact same day that this podcast episode is.
hey, there we go.
That M was perfect, Alfredo. I love that.
Where are my balloons now? Like,
You don't get balloons for M.
I literally just before we jumped on here was watching your reel of you guys with the Christmas lights, and I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So.
Those were all like the behind the scenes videos of we have this really cool practice space, and we basically called up the owner that we see every week and stuff like that, and we're like, hey, can we book time and just film a video? And he was like, how much time you need? And we're like, 4 hours. We were there for 5.5.
And cleaning up that stuff was miserable at the end. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys will see when you check it out on Monday or whenever it ends up coming out. But that was not a fun experience afterward. It's like midnight and we're like cleaning. It's just like
and we're drenched in sweat because we were wearing like Christmas sweaters,
right,
and stuff like that. So we're drenched. We're all wiped, and we're just sitting there cleaning up fake snow and trying not to break Christmas lights that were cooking.
I'm not gonna lie though, man. You guys did pretty well because I was packing the car and I come in and I'm like, oh, everything's already almost done.
Yeah, he disappears. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go pack up my car.
Packing the car.
Yeah, he goes back 20 minutes later, and we're like on our hands and knees. Yeah, like
that's a very Hook move.
Yeah,
that's a very dad move, is what that is.
He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
Oh boy!
All right, so we got this super fun game for you guys. We're just gonna run through a couple of them because I know you guys have lives to live and whatnot. So this
babies
is
to feed.
You're actually saving me. Keep me here as long as possible. Please keep me here as long as possible. Perish it.
This game is called Mixtape. It's similar to Cards Against Humanity. I'm gonna read a sentence, and you have to give the answer of a song title according to the prompt on the card here. So this first one's a great one. Best song for summer at any time from any generation. So the best summer song.
Got it.
What makes me kick into summer vibes?
Is it the song? We're looking for song title, not so
Yes.
much the actual song. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, song title. It has nothing to do with the song.
No,
Song title,
yeah,
song itself.
Yeah. Whatever song is your like.
Yeah.
My answer for sure is going to be "Party in the USA," Miley Cyrus.
Really, mine was Summertime. Kenny Chesney.
Summertime, Kenny Chesney.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Summer Girls, LFO.
Summer Girls, LFO. Yep.
This one's tough.
I got one that's going to be. I got one that's very random and controversial, perhaps.
Ooh, love.
Coming from a pop punk drummer with metal influence, as we all know. But I'm going to go "American Kids" by Kenny Chesney because I went to school in Virginia, so naturally a lot of our school years kicked off with summer ending parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that was always that always made me feel like I was right back at summer, you know?
Oh, I love that.
Two
Kenny Chesney all the way.
Chesneys. I guess
He
Kenny
is summer.
Chesney,
Him and Toby Keith are summer.
Oh, Red Solo Cup.
Red Solo Cup. R.I.P. Toby Keith.
Making my lips water over here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe
We're gonna
Semi-Charmed
go-
Kind of Life by Third Eye Blind.
Semi-charmed kind of life. Yeah, absolutely.
I just feel summery from that. It's either between that or Mutt by Blink-182 because it reminds me
Mhm.
of American Pie and that summer vibe
Right.
kind of deal.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have one in a similar vibe. I don't know if you'll agree or not, but I think I'm going to go with Two Princes.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
good one, man.
Okay.
That's a good song.
That's the one I'm feeling.
Great song.
Yeah.
It's a hard question,
How about
right?
this-
There's like so many that keep on popping in my
Yeah.
Little Miss can't be right. You know what I'm saying?
brain.
I was gonna
Not you,
say,
Danny.
Boys of Summer that the
Oh,
Ataris
okay.
covered.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was kind of
Yeah,
thinking about
yeah.
that, but there's so many for like summer. Like having, I mean, the problem is, I have my same playlist that's like
Same.
50 hours long, and I just listen to
Yep.
that year round. So like I have
Same.
so many songs that come up, and it's like, oh, I listen to this all summer. But I mean, I definitely, you know, if we want to dive deep, I would say like Spiderwebs from No Doubt,
Oh,
because
that's a
like
good one too.
that
Ooh,
feels
okay.
like summer vibey and stuff like that. But yeah, there's so many ones that you can just
there's
associate.
so many,
Scrubs,
so many
TLC.
keep on popping in my brain.
Um,
Yeah.
Like the kids aren't all right by
oh yeah,
Offspring.
by the Offspring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is a summer song. I don't know why, but it is a great song. How about this is a great one too. Peering through a rainy window, right? So you're back in school. Everybody did it, right? We're back in school. It's high school. It's cold outside. You get on the bus. You sit on the window seat because everybody wants the window seat in the morning, and it's pouring down rain, and you're staring out the rainy window.
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne is like my go-to there.
Really?
Oh yeah,
That absolutely makes sense.
Damn Cold Night. Come on,
I was thinking
Oh.
Tim McGraw, Taylor Swift.
Heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker,
Yeah.
right?
You mean now you're looking for something like in the winter?
Well, it doesn't have to
Just the
be in the
vibe.
winter. Yeah, just looking
Just the
out
vibe.
a
Just like-
window.
Bring
With
me
your
to life.
Sad,
Yeah.
yeah,
Evanescence.
rainy
That's a good one.
life, your
I
sad
already have two that
rainy
pop in my
day
brain.
song.
I'm going to school. I don't.
Well, if it's just cloudy outside and it's raining and you're looking out a window and it's raining somewhat, I would say either Understanding a Car Crash by Thursday, or I would say Cursive, The Martyr. I love that song too. That's really good.
You took it way deep.
Yes. 100%.
The lawyers made us change the name of the song.
I was literally just about to say, I brought up the From Under the Cork Tree track listing, and I was like looking for the right song title that I was thinking of the song in my head. Like, I literally have it up, and I was looking through. I think I might be thinking of All the Gin Joints one.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
actually
yeah.
thinking of. But yeah, I mean, yeah, right there. Like, because I mean, that's what I go back to is, you know, From Under the Cork Tree, and then, you know, Take This to Your Grave were like my two,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
But if I'm thinking about sitting on like a school bus or on a way to school or something like that, those were definitely things I was listening.
I mean, maybe it's just me. I definitely did that in school. I had my hoodie on, my headphones.
Oh, I'd have a whole play going on in my head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
nothing's wrong in
movie,
life, but
yeah.
for some reason, everything's wrong in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with a song that is probably not as well known as some of these other ones. It's by a band called Hot Mulligan. If anyone's familiar, they're fucking awesome. It's a
Midwest
song called
emo
Backyard. That's Midwest
Backyard.
emo me. You should see my Spotify Wrapped. It's just like you would think I'm like a sad teenager in like his emo phase. But yeah, Backyard by Hot Mulligan. It's like slow, sad. It makes you feel like you're reminiscing about the good old days, and it's raining. It's another heartbreaker. But that makes me feel like rain. It makes me feel like it's raining on my head.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Should we
So many other
do
songs.
one?
So many songs come in my brain. Like just this is actually good questions because
Yeah.
it's like I think of
Yeah.
another one. Think of another one. Think of another one. Like, have you guys
It's
ever heard
hard.
the band? You ever heard of the band Basement?
Oh
I love this.
yeah.
I like that song
Sure.
covered by them. It's like when I'm with you. Dum, dum, bum, bum.
I haven't heard
That song's really good.
I haven't heard that in years, man.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. I don't know bands, but I definitely know that song.
Sounds really
See
good.
where my problem is?
All right. This is a great one to finish things off. A song that you hate to love, your guilty pleasure song. That song that you're like, this song sucks. I hate it so much.
There
I'm
are
checking my
some-
Spotify playlist right now. To
Would
see.
I have to go through my Spotify playlist because
I already know mine.
Like a guilty pleasure. The thing is that there's guilty pleasures that I'm like, I'm not guilty about it. I love Sugar. I love
it.
Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray's awesome.
Oh, I fucking love Sugar Ray. Are you kidding me?
There's people who are like,
Love
why are you listening to
Sugar
Sugar Ray, man? I'm like, dude, every morning it's fucking great.
anything.
I'll-
Gorilla.
I'll totally name a song that I think the other guys are embarrassed that I forced us to learn it as a cover. And
Go for
that's Three Small Words from the Josie and the Pussycats soundtrack. Does anybody that was
Honestly,
one of
that's
my-
a really
it's a
that's a
pop
fun
punk
song to play.
banger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
fun one
funny.
to play.
Did you
banger.
notice? Did you notice all of us at the same time? We're like,
I fucking loved that song. Dude, we performed that song at the first couple shows. Like, that
Hey,
we
listen.
ever did.
people dug it. People dig it. Why not? So hey, listen. If
The
it works,
people
it
look.
works.
It didn't work as a cover because like not a lot of people knew it, but the people that knew it went crazy.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Those are all the people who loved Scooby Doo growing up.
yeah.
Mine's that stupid Chapel Roan song.
Pink Pony Club.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's so
Yeah.
but that,
catchy.
dude, you should not be ashamed. That's not a guilty pleasure because that song is a banger. Like
Yeah,
if you
so
if you
catchy.
don't enjoy that song,
You just hate to
we
love
gotta
it.
talk.
Yeah.
I hate when I have to jump on the train of loving songs
Yeah,
that
right.
everyone loves, and I'm like, I get it, but it hurts me on the inside.
I'm kind of in that same, I guess the same vein of like, you know, another artist who kind of popped this summer, Sabrina Carpenter.
Stop. Really?
Please.
I-
It's
so
I'm
good.
surprised it's not on mine because Spotify Rap just dropped today.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not on mine because my fiance plays it nonstop when we're in the car, when we're at home, whatever we're
As she
doing,
should.
and it's just I'm obsessed. Like that little clap part, like
It's so
I
good.
clap along. I'm not
So
even
good.
ashamed either. Hate to love it, sure, but I mean, after 1,000 listens, I feel like I actually just love it now.
The whole album. Have you listened to the whole album? It's
I've
I
listened.
have been going
Have I
on
listened to
and
the whole
on.
album? I know every word to the whole album.
Yes.
I don't think.
months.
Yeah, I
Love
don't
it.
think any of us are worried about the songs that we listen to because there's plenty of times where I've brought up in practice like new covers and stuff, and I brought up multiple Taylor Swift songs, like
Yeah.
and multiple other songs like that were just like, can we take this off? Can we do this? 'Cause
We
it's
do.
fun.
Dude, I forgot about the Taylor Swift cover. We have a sick, easy core pop punk Taylor Swift cover that
We are
should
never
put out
getting back
one of these
together.
days.
Yeah, we
We should break that out.
I think,
Bring
yeah.
that back out.
Look, if everyone out there listens to our Christmas cover and it does well, we could be talked into potentially doing our
Could you
easy core
also
version.
just send it to us personally? Please? Like if I send you a list of songs, can you guys learn them and then send them
I'm
out?
not a wedding DJ.
Pop punkify them.
Here's what we'll do.
Please.
Here's what we'll do. If and when we have shows in Virginia, we'll reach out and we'll be like, give us a list and we will pick one at random. And that will be the cover of the
Yes.
show that you guys can actually come to.
There you go.
Taste
We'll
by
pick
Sabrina
one.
Carpenter.
Scratch out the if. Scratch out the if. It's when we go to
When?
Virginia.
That's right. It's all about mindset.
Spoken like a real Jedi.
There is no track.
As far as songs go, if I had to pick one, it would be really any song from the Goofy movie. I think.
Kidding me? Those are amazing songs.
Yo,
That movie rocks, though, man. I
that's
love
like
that
one of the
movie.
best movie soundtracks of all time.
Did
What are
you,
you
by
talking
the way,
about?
did you hear that Magnolia? I brought up Magnolia Park. They did a cover of the song from.
Oh
the
yeah,
movie.
dude, they
Oh,
did
like
that. They
Oh,
did that
it's
like
so
Disney.
good.
They did like that Disney covers album with
Yeah.
a bunch
Oh,
of
yeah.
bands. Like Meet Me
Yeah,
at the Altar did one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were
Well,
a couple
Magnolia
good
Park,
ones.
the
Yeah.
one, the Goofy movie one.
Yeah.
They did that song, and it's incredible. It's an awesome cover.
Yeah, I heart Powerline, so
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, you guys are awesome, man. You
You're
guys
so
are
fun.
a great group. This has
Thank
been
you.
one of the
Yeah.
best interviews we've done in a long time.
Yeah, this is the most talkative I've been in a long time, so I appreciate that.
There we go.
We had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having
Yeah,
us.
thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
we
thank
just
you
felt
guys.
like we were sitting around and bullshitting with friends.
And
Hey,
thank you for being
anytime.
patient.
That's the vibe.
Thank you
Yeah,
for being
oh.
patient
Oh, of course,
with
we get it.
me
I
showing up a little
understand.
late.
Don't worry about
Totally
it.
understand. Yeah, you guys have an open invitation. You're welcome back
Anytime.
anytime you want. I'm definitely gonna be talking to you, Danny, about your Twitch. I'll be over there checking you out, and Cam. We'll all play some video games and all that type of
Yeah,
shit.
get on Destiny 2. I'm down to play some Destiny 2 co-op.
Yeah, absolutely. And then definitely the records and stuff too, man. You guys, like I said, open invitation. You're welcome to come individually if you want.
If you just want to come
Anytime.
hang out,
Yeah, we're looking
we
for
got
friends.
we have nothing going on.
That sounds amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I also have a baby to go take care of,
Yes.
so I too am gonna get off.
How long? How old?
2 months.
Feel you, brother.
two
I'm
and a
at
half?
3.
3 months. Yeah, we're on
In the
the
thick of it.
20th. It'll be 3, right?
Yes.
The whole time I'm like, they're like, all right, we're about to get on this interview in 2 minutes. I'm like, drink this, please, just drink this. I'm like, I'm trying to get on it. I can't. You have to drink this. And he's just like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm just like, oh. I'm like, all right, starve.
Figure it out.
Yep. So I'm definitely gonna be texting you, Alfredo, with parenting. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like, hey, what do I do here?
What happens when
You're
we
3
do
weeks
this?
ahead of me.
Oh boy.
All right, guys.
Well, thank you for having us, guys. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, of
Absolutely.
course.
It was a blast.
Thank you guys. This is
Yeah.
awesome. You guys have
Thank
a
you
wonderful
so much.
night. Check out all of their stuff.
Yes, please.
Definitely happy to be here. Just happy to be here. And yeah, man, you guys are an awesome band. Love the music. Love the cover. The Christmas song is out right now, Father Christmas. And yeah, we'll make sure that everybody listens to it because we
Yeah.
want this Taylor Swift cover to happen. So
Yes, we do.
Yes.
So do we. You have no. We spent so much time on the Taylor Swift cover. That was like the precursor to us doing a Christmas cover. Because we're like, oh, should we do a Taylor Swift cover and pay to record it? Like,
Yes. The answer is always yes.
One day, maybe.
all right, guys.
Yes, you'll
It's
never
been
know.
awesome.
Wait and
Yeah.
see.
All right. Peace out, guys. Have a great afternoon.
bye,
We'll see
everybody.
ya.
Peace, everybody.
Where
See ya.
the
No more
Oh,
balloons.
Yeah, where are the
Oh,
balloons?
I have balloons.
Oh, there they go. Oh,
Oh!
There we go.
That's crazy.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Later. Oh, look who's here.
So I
Fancy
called
meeting
up.
you here.
They're still recording. It's just us talking.
So,
I don't even know how to leave.
little do they know, we actually took over the show, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen.
Now it's our show.
Yes, completely.
We'll call up Hollow Heroes. And we'll start interviewing our
I'm
friends.
moving it in. I'm just moving everything in.
Yeah, you guys think we edit this? It's just going online.
Damn it. Damn it. I was like, we just took over the show.
Oh, that's so funny.
Just scratch over their logo and just put our name.
Cam was just like,
Yeah, he said goodbye. And he
He's
was
out.
my kid's right in front of me. He's all like, are you done? I'm like, no, kid, we're still going.
we call
Cam
this
has a wedding to
overtime.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to be out of here.
All right. I'm actually gonna end it now.
All right.